is present, and we have a quorum. We're also joined by City Attorney Representative Virginia Choi.
Thank you for that, Tansy.
And we have one known public speaker, President Garcia, with phone call ending in 264. I want to ask if the caller on the line with the numbers ending in 598 is asking to speak on public comment for this special agenda. If you can unmute caller number 598.
Please press star 9 to unmute.
Caller ending in 598, please press star 9 to unmute.
I'm sorry, star 6 to unmute.
Start.
Hello, sorry about that.
Hi, would you like to give public comment
to ask a question?
on the special agenda?
I was just looking for the agenda just now. It has to do with the master cooperative agreement
So,
and the gondola project.
for the record.
Okay, and may I have your name, and during public comment, we'll make sure you're heard.
Okay, my name's Tommy Ling. That would be great, thank you.
Thank you, Tanya.
Okay.
So go ahead and mute, and then say, are there any other callers?
And I have a caller ending in 663. If you would like to give public comment on this special agenda, will you please unmute?
Give them a few seconds, and then lower the hand of the caller that already.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go. Please identify yourself for the record, and are you here to offer commentary on the special agenda item, ma'am?
Yes.
And may we have your name for the record, please?
Phyllis Ling?
Okay, we've recorded your name for the record. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute right now, and we'll take public comment we'll take comment on our special agenda momentarily. Thank you. Are there any other callers?
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other callers on our virtual platform who wish to offer public comment? If so, please press star 9 to raise your hand and star 6 to unmute. Go ahead and mute.
It doesn't seem like it. So we have two callers? Okay, let's start with public comment.
Okay, hello. My name's Tawny Ling. I am a resident who in the community of Chinatown. I live under the proposed route of the gondola to Dodger Stadium, and I'm also a member of the Stop the Gondola Coalition. And my question is, does this master cooperative agreement, does this have anything to do with the proposed LA Art Gondola project? It's a little confusing because in the final EIR, LA Art claims that it's a public transportation project and that Metro would be tasked with implementing it. But at the same time, the EIR also claims that the gondola is proposed as a privately owned and operated system. So I wanted to ask about this issue and if the master cooperative agreement actually applies to the LA Art project or if it has anything to do with it. Thank you so much.
Can we get her information and can we pass that along to the BOE team so that they can answer a good question? Mr. Fuentes?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yes, caller ending in 598. If you would kindly email me your information, your contact information. My name is TJ Knight, tj.knight@lacity.org. Thank you.
And at lacity.org.
The second the 2 minutes.
And our second public comment is Phyllis. You may press star 6 to unmute, and you have 2 minutes.
Press allowed to talk. Ask to unmute. Go Go ahead and press S to unmute.
Hello?
Oh, Phyllis says.
Hello?
Caller, is that our
No, our
second?
second caller has momentarily dropped off of the meeting. So we can see if they rejoin and we can go ahead.
Yeah, and then this caller is the third caller?
That
Okay,
caller never identified what item they would like to speak on, so
Okay.
we haven't recorded them. We can ask right now. to
Okay,
see.
let's do it.
Caller ending in 264. Caller ending in 264. Would you like to offer commentary on our special item this morning? Special agenda item this morning?
No, I wanted to offer comment on other projects, but obviously I missed out on those because of the confusing system that you have.
Okay, so
no.
typically at the beginning of the meeting, right before the meeting starts, we take a roll call of public commenters and ask to provide information to the facilitator on which items they would like to offer commentary on. If you're not present at that meeting, it is on an item-by-item basis that we see attendees raise their hand to offer commentary. Unfortunately, you were not in time to offer your public commentary for this item. I apologize for that.
Okay, no more public comment?
No more public
We
comment.
took everybody that had to?
Yes.
Okay, understood. All right, public comment for the special item number 1 is now officially closed. Moving on to the board report, which is the joint report between the Bureau of Contract Administration, Bureau of Engineering, Bureau of Sanitation, Bureau of Street Lighting, and Bureau of Street Services in all council districts for a master cooperative agreement, Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority, design and construction of transportation projects within the public right-of-way. Recommending the board to, 1, approve the final draft master cooperative agreement between the City of Los Angeles and the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority for the design and construction of LAC and Metro transportation projects within the public right-of-way. And 2, forward this report to the mayor and city council. And I think we have Mr. Jose Fuentes here, and I believe there's going to be an amendment to this, right? It's a third recommendation.
So actually, President Garcia, this is TJ Knight, Assistant Executive Officer. I would like to make a friendly amendment to recommendation number 2 to state, forward this report to mayor and city council for approval and execution. So adding the language for approval and execution.
Okay. Any issues?
No, actually, I work with
Any
TJ
issues
on
with
that.
us? Nope. All right, as amended for recommendation 2, right, TJ?
Yes, that is correct, President
Okay.
Garcia.
Thank you for that. All right, Mr. Fuentes, thank you so much. You are here.
Good morning. It's been a long time since I've been here. Plexiglass is gone. Everyone has a laptop now. Welcome to the modern era. So, good morning, President Garcia, Board Commissioners, Jose Fuentes, Deputy City Engineer with the Bureau of Engineering. So the good news, City and Metro have reached an agreement on a new master cooperative agreement that will govern how the parties will coordinate and cooperate to design and construct metro projects to ensure safe, efficient, and timely delivery of transportation projects in the public right-of-way. This is the third MCA to be executed between the city and Metro. The first was executed in 1991 and the second in 2003. So we've been operating under that same MCA for 20 years. On September 30th, 2020, Metro CEO terminated the 2003 MCA because it was outdated and it no longer suited Metro's expanded capital projects program that was approved with the passage of Measure R in 2008 and Measure M in 2016. On October 16, 2020, Mayor Garcetti committed to negotiating a new agreement that would strengthen the collaboration between the parties and covers the variety of projects delivered by Metro. Since 2021, a technical review and negotiation team consisting of representatives from various city departments and all 5 public works bureaus has engaged with Metro in numerous partnering sessions and workshops to develop this new agreement. The list of all these folks, which is about 50, is in transmittal number 2. So again, it's been 3 years, and some people have come and gone, and so it has been a big effort. The new MCA is much broader and is intended to cover Metro's expanded portfolio of transportation projects, including light rail, heavy rail, busway, tram, highway, bike paths, active transportation projects, and other forms of transportation or mobility systems using a variety of delivery methods, including design bid build, progressive design build, contractor manager, general contractor, and public-private partnership. Some of these methods are already being used, as you heard, with the East San Fernando. They're being proposed. So with East San Fernando, we are still operating under the old MCA, but it doesn't have all of the nice bells and whistles that the new MCA will have. So we're really eager to get this going. The new MCA will be initially administered by the Bureau of Engineering, and the city project, until a city project liaison can be established. Some of the key improvements to the new MCA include early involvement. Each major transportation project will include a planning and advanced conceptual engineering phase that is intended to identify the scope of the city facilities that will be rearranged, confirm the city standards and other design requirements applicable to those rearrangements, and to plan the city resources that will be needed during the design and construction phases of the project. Project governance. The city and Metro will each designate a project liaison for each major transportation project. The primary role of the project liaison is to facilitate communication, coordination, and working level issue resolution between the parties. Rearrangements. When construction of a Metro transportation project requires the rearrangements of city facilities, the parties will cooperate such that rearrangements are held to comply with city standards. And when rearrangements are required, both parties agree to the scope of the rearrangements prior to the release of the procurement documents by Metro. This is intended to minimize the risk of delays, change orders, and other unforeseen costs after award by Metro. Design and construction. Metro will be responsible for the design and construction of all agreed rearrangements. However, if mutually agreed by the parties, the city may perform some level of design or construction for a transportation project. Permits. A special permitting process has been incorporated into the new MCA and shall be utilized to expedite the city's review and approval of the work performed by Metro in the public right-of-way. Under the special permitting process, the city agrees to waive certain permit fees, and those are listed in the MCA. However, all city costs for design review, coordination, construction inspection, testing, acceptance, and will be reimbursed through the work authorization process. Street closures. Certain streets, sidewalks, or other public right-of-ways may need to be temporarily closed for construction activities performed by Metro. Metro will identify the anticipated street closures during the planning and advanced conceptual engineering phase of the project. Metro will engage the affected council district offices during this phase to discuss any concurrence requirements for peak hour exemptions, extended hours, holiday season restrictions for temporary street closures. All street closures will be in accordance with city-approved traffic control plans, and advance notification will be provided by Metro to the impacted residents, schools, and businesses in the area. Inspection and acceptance. All rearrangements performed by Metro will be inspected by the city to ensure all work is performed in accordance with the approved submittals. Annual work plan and reimbursement. All work performed by Metro in support of the Metro Transportation Project will coincide with the project's schedule based on the annual work plan developed by the parties each year. The city will invoice Metro for the work performed, and Metro will reimburse the city within 60 days. Issue resolution. Issues that arise with respect to a transportation project that are not resolved at the working level will be elevated to the level 1 decision makers. This includes assistant general managers from Metro and deputy or assistant general managers from the city. And if necessary, to a level 2 decision-making level, which includes Metro chief program managers and city general managers. MCA Executive Task Force. An MCA Executive Task Force comprised of project liaisons, the level 1, level 2 decision makers, and other executives will convene quarterly to work in partnership to further the shared goals, discuss and settle any unresolved items or issues, review lessons learned, identify opportunities and challenges experienced in the implementation of the new MCA, and to look ahead at the upcoming projects and overall program schedule. The term of the agreement is 10 years, and there is no impact to the general fund. Lastly, I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the department and bureau representatives that are here today. And so they've all worked tirelessly for the past 3 years, week after week, workshop after workshop, to really produce an MCA that safeguarded the city's interests, and at the same time we could all be proud of and have a true partner in Metro, because it did take a lot of back and forth. Metro wanted certain things the city could not live with. We had to defend our position and explain why things couldn't be that way, and it took a lot of time, a lot of back and forth. So I want to acknowledge them, and as I call their name, I would request that they please stand. So from LADOT, we have Bill Shaw. From City Planning, Emily Gable. From the Bureau of Contract Administration, Roosevelt Bagby and Johnny Brewer. From the Bureau of Sanitation, Spencer Yu. From the Bureau of Street Lighting, Asad Al-Nahar. From the Bureau of Street Services, Iona June. And from the Bureau of Engineering, Curtis Tran and Curtis G. I also want to acknowledge Larry Hsu. I'm sorry, Larry Hsu, who I know you know very well. He was over the program for engineering for at least 15 years. And so he retired earlier this year, but he was instrumental in really helping us, get to at least about 90% of the way through. Unfortunately, he didn't get to see the final reviews and approvals, but I'm sure he'll be happy to know that we're finally here at the
You should just send them a copy once it's all signed.
Yes, absolutely. I'll frame it.
Yeah, frame it for him all
Yes.
around.
I also want to acknowledge we have a couple of people here from the mayor's office, Kadada and Doug Messman, who was also with the former
Okay.
Garcetti's administration, and he was very helpful again in helping us negotiate some of the terms of the MCA.
Well, I feel like I want to clap for all of you guys because
I would.
yeah.
It was a very, very, very laborious effort. With that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much. It feels like a big hurdle, right? Because I could just only imagine the back and forth negotiating and just getting to agreements and finding a common ground must have been just for lack of another word, I would say just very challenging. And so I'm sure a lot of you guys went home with exhausted many times, I'm sure. And I'm sure you were at home and then you thought of something and then you text your colleague and then that's still part of your exhaustion. So I just want to say thank you for all the work that you all committed, Jose, very much as the helm of this. And thank you. I don't think we would have gotten here with any other group intended. So thank you to everybody that's here. Thank you to Metro's team. I don't know if that was the right team that you guys negotiated that were here.
Yes,
or not.
actually, I forgot.
there
Mike
he
McKenna
is.
was on the other side of the table.
You're taking
But
it
a
for the
great
team,
partner.
right? So he stayed behind. So I just want to say thank you to Metro as well. And it's really, it was time. It was timed for this. It's been, you said the last time we negotiated and updated this was in 2003.
Right.
So that's exactly 20 years ago. Things have changed from 20 years ago to now.
Correct.
A lot of things have changed. And so it was time, it was timely, and merit this conversation at this level. And so now we're happy that we're here and everybody's in agreement. And there is also there are any disagreements coming forward, there is a plan of action on how to facilitate that and come back to a common ground.
Correct. So the MCA does provide for amendments. And one of the first things we're going to do is 3 months after this is executed, we will convene the executive task force for the MCA and discuss, because there's a couple of things already that I think that have been identified that I think we need to rehash and maybe reword. And so maybe an amendment was called for if necessary, but there is that mechanism that wasn't there before.
Correct.
And so this is just tremendous that, one of the things that I appreciated about this process is I came into the group right when this MCA started. And one of the complaints I would hear is, well, players from the Metro side, don't necessarily have clarity or know who to turn to in the city for help. And so they would go sometimes to other departments, which created frustration for them. But at the same time, it didn't allow us to be part of that, issue resolution process. Now that we have it all laid out, cemented in the MCA, we're going to make sure that, one, people understand. Well, what I learned was even the people in both sides, the city and MCA, knew very little about the previous MCA. So there was no training, there was no focus on the way we need to, deal with each other, the processes that we have in place. So what we've done this time around is we've outlined a lot of procedures so that there is consistency among the different groups. Because you'll see, right now we're currently managing 20 Metro projects, 20 project managers. It's a lot of people, and people do things differently. What we want to do is try to standardize as much as possible so that there is surety in the way the city manages and oversees the projects, and also surety for Metro, so when they put their projects out for proposal, they have consistency of requirements. And so that was key to getting that across.
Well, that's very important now that it's delineated and identified on how the process to resolve any issues would happen. Very much appreciate that. Now, it almost feels like anybody that joins this team or even the Metro team should read the contract, like a rite of passage, like you're going to be in this team, you got to understand what this, it's just that I think what you just said was a key element to kind of how things were getting very at a level of decision making kind of goes sideways, then I understand, then you have, commissioners then I'm just saying commissioners, but commissioners telling you, do this or do that. And there's a construction element to this. There's a code, an industry code that we all need to function through. And so that sometimes gets lost or when other folks start getting in the mix of let's do this or let's do that. So I definitely appreciate the master cooperative agreement between both entities. They're just, at the end of the day, both entities want the same thing. We want to do well for our residents and we want to do good for the city. And so how we get there sometimes is different, but with this, now it just really brings a path for just getting that common ground aligned, is what I want to say. So thank you for all the work everybody has done. And we do have a celebrity in the house. We have Doug Messenger from Council District 2, who is here also supporting this. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. Yes, he also deserves a round of applause for even being here today too. No, very important. I could just imagine how this has now come to a head, and you guys are all looking forward to the final signatures.
Yes.
For that. Okay, so I won't delay more the process, but any questions or comments, colleagues? Commissioner Reyes.
Just want to congratulate everyone. This is a long time coming. I see this as a living document that will be evolving, and where you will be looking at best practices and lessons learned as you go along. I think the important thing, the things that come to my mind, is the knowledge management and knowledge transfer, so that then we are not left with a lack of staff who don't have an understanding of what it really takes to get this master agreement going and operationalizing it on the ground. And the second thing is the cross-training. Again, it's connected to just make sure that even supervisors, managers, people who are involved in projects know this master agreement, the concept behind it, the value that it brings, so that then you can refer back to that agreement, because it is that living document that will help guide the projects. And if there are any, I mean, I think all the nuances have been covered, even, dispute resolutions, how it get ratchet up and be decided, right? And I love that. That is something that, something that living document can be referenced by other folks, so that then it will be sort of like the workbook or the guidebook that they will refer to anytime they come across a question or an issue that needs to be clarified or resolved. So thank you. This is a long time coming. You've covered so much ground. And I think this is really what we call collaboration in the spirit of unity for projects that improve the lives and safety of our public. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Any other colleagues, questions, comments, concern? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 1 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Vice President Villegas. Is there a second?
I second.
Commissioner Reyes and Commissioner Corson have second. Tansico, there's a first by VP Villegas and a second by Commissioner Reyes and Commissioner Corson to move item number 1 forward and forthwith.
We'll tabulate the vote to adopt the report as amended, beginning with you, President Garcia,
Aye.
VP Villegas, President Pro Tem Davis,
Aye.
Commissioner Corsan,
Aye.
and Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is adopted unanimously and referred to mayor and council forthwith.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yay, team. All right, that is the end of our special agenda. We will now adjourn with at 12:16 the special agenda. We're gonna come back. Okay, so let's close our special agenda and reopen the regular one. Oh, you guys want to take pictures? We're not quite ready. We're gonna go back to our adjournment, so sorry.